I was reluctant to start the interview this way, but given how our past few conversations have started, I only felt it would be appropriate. I've known you for a few years now. I can see it in your face. I could see it in the off season, and I can see it now. Are you happy?
Yeah, I mean, right now it just, there's been some ups and downs, but overall, I think the things that have gone on, I mean, I've put them in the back of my mind, and I've put those things on the shelf, and when I go out there in the field, I try to have fun. But yeah, overall, I would say that I'm pretty happy.
Enjoying the season?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the record, it really doesn't indicate the caliber of team that we are, but we're just maybe just a few plays here and there from really just being like 6-1, something like that. But we really got our butts whooped down in Dallas, so I think that's the only real whooping that we took. So at this stage, we're 4-3, about to go into the division play, division teams that we play each year, and that's the Redskins, the Giants, and the Cowboys. So we got those guys coming up. So we're still in the hunt.
You seem to have gone from enjoying the media attention, the hype, the craze, to completely secluding yourself from it. Why?
Well, it's almost like I'm in a no-win situation with the media sometimes. So I just felt like instead of just really just giving them something to talk about every week, or them grabbing comments from interviews and misconstruing them, and everybody getting sound bites, and I know how the media is. I know how TV works. They'll throw a question out there and they edit it the way they want to put it out there to the world. So my thing is I just let my play do the talking for me, and that's been my stance this year.
What's the biggest difference between the Terrell Owens now and the Terrell Owens of 1 year ago?
Well, obviously in my situation, the quarterback is obviously a big part of my success, and I think and it goes hand in hand, obviously a quarterback that has the weapons that like Donovan has with this team, with me, LJ, and Brian Westbrook. Obviously, that helps him to be a better quarterback, and it's just the same with the running backs. In order for those guys to get through the line and make guys miss, then the safeties and the corners, they have to pay attention to us. You know what I mean? If they're in the box, if we're not effective on the outside, then obviously those linebackers, those safeties are going to get in the box, and the running backs are not going to have too much room to run. So it kind of works hand in hand.
What's your relationship like with your teammates?
I mean, we have fun. Every day it's interesting. Some guys, they do other things. Training room guys, I mean, from players to training room, to the training room staff, we have a lot of fun doing just different games in there. Even with rehab, there are a lot of games that we play that are competitive, but it coincides with our rehab. And the same with a lot of guys on the team. With a lot of guys sit in the back in the lounge, they play Halo. Me and G. Lewis, and Hank Frater, we play dominoes. So a lot of guys do a lot of different things.
Why do you think there were some that were not as supportive of you? Anything you said or done over the past year that you regret?
No, not at all. I think the thing is, I know deep down inside that I've always been honest and I've been truthful about the things that I've said. So, like the saying goes, sometimes the truth hurts, and a lot of people don't like to hear the truth. So as long as I'm honest with myself, and I can live with it.
You just said that following last year's Super Bowl, you obviously said you weren't the only one you weren't the one that got tired in referring to Donovan McNabb. Do you think your honesty becomes detrimental at times?
No, not at all. I think with that comment, I said it probably in regards to my own conditioning, because I hadn't, practiced with the team, since my injury. I never referred to Donovan in that comment. A lot of people speculated and they just assumed that I was talking about Donovan. So that's not what I mean, and that's not what I meant. So a lot of people, take a lot of things that I say out of context. If I didn't say his name in particular, then that's who I wasn't talking about him.
And that's why then you're reluctant to do some of the interviews, because people
Exactly.
take things out of context. What was it like for you playing in the Super Bowl last year?
I mean, I think what I was doing and what I experienced was bigger than the Super Bowl. Number one, I was really just exercising my faith in God that I could go out there and do the impossible, according to a lot of the media, according to the world. But I had a lot of people that supported me, and I had a lot of confidence that I was doing the right thing. I know my body, better than anybody. So my thing is, the doctor that performed my surgery, he didn't medically clear me, but despite all that, I still went ahead and went out and played because I knew I was ready to play. Although I wasn't 100%, I knew I was at a percentile that I could go out there and be effective.
What was it like for you going out there on Super Bowl Sunday?
I mean, it was fun. I've always envisioned myself since I was in San Francisco of a moment, that I played in the Super Bowl. So it was almost like I had been there before, because I've always kind of like played it in my mind before. I've been to Super Bowls before. I never gone to the game. But I've always been there in that atmosphere. So I've always said, if I ever get that moment, that I was going to try to shine, and I was going to try to play to the best of my ability.
You did all right.
I mean, I didn't do bad. Like I said, I felt like I probably could have been a little bit more effective had I been 100% healthy.
You've never won a championship at any level, not in high school, not in college, not yet in the NFL. What was it like to be that close versus the Patriots?
It was an interesting feeling. It was very exciting. After it was over, it's just, after playing 9 years in the league, some guys have played this game all their life and they've never gotten to that point. So, I didn't take it for granted. I felt like I did whatever I could do. I left it on the field. I played hard. We just came up short, and I think there were opportunities that we had to win the ball game, and we played a great team, and a great team beat us, and so I don't feel like it was a cakewalk, and we took it to the wire with them.
Any lasting damage from the injury?
No, not at all. I think I've recovered from it 100%, and I spent most of my offseason rehabbing and getting treatment and trying to get it back to the point where I can perform this year. And so, I haven't had any effects of it.
You've told me your first goal is to win the Super Bowl, your second goal is to play in the NBA, and that once, quote, I win the Super Bowl, you may see me on the hardwood. What are your feelings about that now?
I mean, I still feel like, there's a chance, there's an opportunity. I feel for myself, the sky's the limit for me. And I don't let any critics, throw doubt in my mind about anything that I do. I feel like I'm a very confident person, and if I allow someone to creep in my mind and steal that away, then, I'll never amount to anything. I would never have gotten this far.